Alright guys, we're back with our last video. It's called the Spangled Catastrophe, which is a drama. We just finished reading Christmas Carol, so we should be prepared for all of the terminology having to do with dramas, which, you know, is another word for play. It's not really about you and your friends, although, might be drama. But anyway, that's what we're doing here, is a play. We can tell it's a play. We have characters talking back and forth. That's called dialogue. We have stage directions, and all of that stuff. So we can definitely tell it's a drama. Now, I know you're expecting some sort of weird stuff here at the beginning with my hands, you know, like all this. Do my hands look young? Do they not? Did they turn into monster hands? I don't know. I guess I'm just done with that. So, anyway, let's just get going, all right? Okay. It's hard to turn the page. Okay. All right. So number 37, we're going to start with that one. It says, the audience can be heard applauding half-heartedly. They wanted us to read that line. Okay, done. What do these stage directions help the reader understand? Okay, that Pete is upset that nobody paid attention to his performance. Well, if they didn't pay attention, they would not have been applauding at all, right? They wouldn't have, and maybe it would have been a good thing if they didn't pay attention, because then they wouldn't know that he messed up so much, right? And you got to remember, it's about the audience's reaction, not Pete. Okay, so Pete is upset. That we don't see anything about Pete being upset in these lines, do we? Okay, B is our answer of choice. It says, Pete's performance did not go as well as he had hoped. Now, I don't love this answer choice because to me, it still shows Pete's opinion instead of the audience's. But the fact that they're clapping half-heartedly must mean it didn't go very well. Okay? So I really wish they hadn't put this part of the answer choice because that could throw you off. It is still going to be our better choice, and we'll understand that after we look at C and D. Pete had a difficult time hearing others while he was singing. We have no evidence of that. Pete's friends are not supportive of his decision to sing. Now, some people kind of got confused on that because they saw Pete's friends and they thought the audience. We don't know that the audience was made up of Pete's friends. Maybe everyone in the audience actually hates Pete. We don't know. We really don't know that Pete's friends are in the audience, right? So no evidence. B is our best choice for this, even though it's not the best choice I could think of, but it's the best one they gave us. Your code words for number 37 are, I'm a banana. Okay, moving on. Number 38, what does line 29 reveal about Angie's thoughts regarding Pete's problem? So we've got to find one that's about Angie's thoughts. They have to be about Pete's problem. Okay, line 29, and of course it's the page, it's the line right before this one. Okay, line 29. With a sly grin and sarcastic tone. Sly, sarcastic. Soon the media club members are going to combine the video clips into a montage and call it a Star-Spangled Catastrophe. Then we'll post it on the internet. But honestly, your flub is on the boring end of the spectrum. I don't think you'll make the final cut. She shrugs her shoulders. Okay. She thinks Pete's overreacting to what happened, so she teases him. We have evidence that she's teasing. The sarcastic tone, the sly grin, okay, that's evidence that she's teasing him. And she's telling him, you're not even going to make the final cut of our video. There's so much more, so many people that have done worse things than you. So she thinks he's overreacting. We have evidence for both of those. Let's go through our answer choices that are incorrect. She is disappointed in Pete because she thinks he didn't put forth enough effort. We don't have evidence that she thinks he didn't put forth enough effort. And she kind of says she thinks he did well. She likes his voice. She wasn't at any point saying she didn't think he tried hard enough. Okay? She thinks Pete's situation is entertaining and wants to embarrass him further. Well, she's not really wanting to embarrass him by putting him on the video that's called a Star-Spangled Catastrophe. That's not the purpose of this, right? And besides, she says he's not going to make the final cut, so it wouldn't embarrass him further. And she's trying to help him. She's not going to embarrass him further, okay? Now, does she think it's entertaining? Yeah, probably. She understands Pete's distress, but does not know how to make him feel better. Well, it seems like she does know how to make him feel better because she does a pretty dang good job of it, right? So, I don't think that we have any evidence that she doesn't know how to make him feel better. She's trying to make him feel better for sure. And I think that that's the way she knows that will make him feel better. So that's what she does, okay? Number 38's code word is summer. One of my favorite characters in any book, Summer. Okay. Read line 4 from the play. The commentator from offstage, this is the very beginning of the play, says, okay, thank you, Pete Mahoney, for that. And now the referee will get ready for the coin toss. And the voice fades. The reader can conclude. So remember, we're not going to find this on the page. This is a conclusion. This is an inference. We're going to have to use what's on the page to come up with our own opinion. From this line is that the commentator thinks Pete's mistakes were funny. Well, did he laugh in here? Does it say stifling a giggle? No. No evidence that he thinks it's funny. Okay. He was not expecting Pete to make so many mistakes. Well, okay, I don't love this answer choice because we don't know what he was expecting, but this, thank you for that. He doesn't quite know what to call it, right? There's obviously there were some mistakes, right? So B is our best choice. Don't love it, but it's the best one we've got. Because C, it says, is concerned that Angie was not able to catch Pete's mistakes on film. There's no connection between the commentator and Angie. They're not even in the same location as far as we know. So no evidence that the commentator is worried that Angie didn't get it on film. Okay? And D, knows that people did not notice Pete's mistake or his mistakes. Well, it sounds like he's recognizing that they did because he's, kind of trying to smooth it over a little bit, right? And we have no evidence, even if we didn't think that from up here, we have no evidence to say that he knows people didn't notice him. Because if he did, he would say like, oh, thank you for that great song. You did a great job. What a wonderful thing. And he didn't say anything like that. So our best choice is B. And our code word for this one is another one of my favorite characters. Actually, the character from my favorite book, which is To Kill a Mockingbird. So our code word, the code word is not To Kill a Mockingbird. The code word is Scout. Okay, number 40. In lines 18 through 23, the stage directions most help the reader understand V. Okay, so we're looking at stage directions, which remember are in parentheses, normally in italics, really brackets usually in italics. So we're looking at the stage directions in lines 18 through 23. Okay, so line 18, stage directions only, firmly. And then the next line, also firmly. And then he holds out his hand because he's wanting her to give him the videotape, which she tells him, like, there's not a videotape, duh, it's all digital. But almost yelling. And then finally calmly here. And she's like, no, I don't. I would never put myself in that position. She's still disagreeing with him. We see conflict here because he's like, give me the video. And she's like, no, not going to. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on here. Okay, let's see. I will be able to turn this page, I promise. Okay. All right. F. Stress that these lines stress that the characters experience. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. They most help the reader understand the stress that the characters experience as a result of their responsibilities. Well, he's experiencing stress because of his responsibilities. She is taking her responsibilities seriously, but that's not the reason she's stressed. She's stressed because Pete's trying to get her to not do her job, right? Okay. G, familiarity the characters have with each other. Some people were trying to ask me, what does familiarity mean? Well, it is the state of being familiar. So if something's familiar to you, it's well known to you, right? So that they're familiar with each other. Okay? Well, some people kind of thought maybe that was it because obviously they're comfortable with each other because they're able to have this conflict. Well, not necessarily. They could be having that conflict with a stranger, right? This one has our keywords that we're looking for. Conflicting viewpoints of the characters, because it said almost yelling and it said firmly twice. So that's obviously showing conflict. Okay? And then the last choice, lack of understanding the characters have about their tasks. I don't think there's any confusion about their tasks. Okay? Pete wishes that she didn't feel so strongly about what her responsibility is, but there's no confusion about what those responsibilities are. Okay, so our best answer there was H. And the code word here is raven. You know, like Edgar Allan Poe, the raven. Okay, one way Angie tries to encourage Pete is by, okay, what does she do to try to encourage him? Promising him that he will find great fame on the internet. Well, she says he's not going to make the cut, and that's not why she tells him that. She's trying to make him feel better there. She doesn't say he's going to be famous on the internet, right? And in fact, if he did make it to her internet thing, it wouldn't be for fame. It would be people laughing at him, right? So that's not it. B, explaining to him that she was too busy taping the football game to see his performance. No, she actually says, I thought you did well. Your voice sounded good. So that didn't happen. C, telling him that he will be on a video with others who also sang the national anthem at the football games. Well, she says they're making a montage, right? And they're going to call it Spangled Catastrophe. But that actually makes him feel worse. That would make him feel worse, not better. So D is our better choice. It says reminding him that singing the national anthem is something most people are not brave enough to do. And as a matter of fact, it says that right in the story. We can look it up. That's one thing she says that makes him feel better. And she says, let's see. She says, neither would 99% of the audience out there. If people give you a hard time, remind them that they would never stand in front of 2,500 people to belt out one of America's most difficult songs. So that is something she's doing to try to make him feel better. Okay? Oh, the code word for number 41 is Charlie Brown. Okay. Number 42, what's the best summary of the play? So remember, when we do summaries, we've got to do BMET, beginning, middle, end, and theme. We want one that covers the entire selection. So we are going to try to make ourselves a little umbrella, and I'm trying to draw while looking through my camera lens, so it doesn't go very well. It's kind of hard. I should try that. Okay, so we have beginning, middle, end. Oh, that looks terrible. And this one is added this year, theme. Theme is the overall message, right? What the author's trying to get across to us and have us think about, okay? So what we don't want are details. We don't want all these little extra things that aren't important to the overall meaning of the story, the beginning, middle, end, and the theme. Okay, so let's talk about this question. Our correct answer is actually F, so we're going to work our way backwards. J, it says, what's the best summary? A boy is upset when he forgets the words to the national anthem. That's true. That's the beginning. I don't know if upset's the best word. I would say embarrassed is a better word for what he is. But anyway, but his friend compliments his voice and makes him feel better. Well, complimenting his voice is a detail. It did happen, but that is not how she makes him feel better because he knows it was a mess. And so choice J does not stress the embarrassment, which is our theme, right? That he was so embarrassed that he messed it up, and that Angela helps him through that, okay? H, a boy is angry. Again, I don't think that's the best word for how he feels. He's maybe angry at himself, but mostly embarrassed. When he finishes singing the national anthem at a football game, that is the beginning, okay? But his friend persuades him to sing a different song later. Well, she does tell him that he's going to go on later on with the chorus, right? So that he can feel better. She doesn't say that the singing the different song later will make him feel better. She makes him feel better so that he will have the courage to get back up and sing again, because he was saying he was not going to do it, right? So some of the word choices here kind of lead us astray, and it's not really getting to the theme, and it's not actually 100% correct in the last part of that one, okay? Choice G. A boy is surprised to learn that he was filmed while singing the national anthem. Well, he was kind of surprised, I guess, that made his embarrassment worse. I don't know if he didn't know that they were filmed, or if he had just kind of forgotten, and then when he realized how he messed it up, he's like, oh yeah, they actually filmed these. So I'm not sure surprised is the best word, but that leaves out the part that he messed up the national anthem and that he's embarrassed. We didn't get any of that in the beginning part. But his friend promises to erase the recording. Not true. Okay? Well, she does eventually say she's going to erase it and tell her teacher she didn't get there in time or whatever. But it doesn't include the theme of embarrassment, that he messed it up. We don't have the why in this one. Okay? Now, let's look at our correct choice. The boy is humiliated. That's the best word choice. That's the theme of the selection, his humiliation, and how his friend helps him through that. When he forgets the words to the national anthem. Okay, yes, that's the beginning, all right? While singing at a football game, okay? But here's the middle and end part. His friend helps him understand that many people have made similar mistakes. Okay, that's why this whole selection is called a STAAR Spangled Catastrophe, because she reminds him that they have enough mess-ups of the anthem that they could put together a whole video. And his isn't even really the worst, right? Like they get a lot worse than his. So F is our best choice because it really has the theme of the whole selection, okay? And our code word for the last question is haircut, okay? Thank you for watching the video. Again, like you had a choice because I'm making you do it. And I know these aren't the most entertaining videos, and they're not the best quality for sure because they're the first YouTube videos I have ever made. So, but hopefully they did what they needed to do, which is explain the ones that you needed to go over without having to listen to all the ones you did not need to go over. Okay? And don't you love these? Woo! Woo! They're pretty spectacular. Here, I gotta show you. I'm just gonna show you. I know you've probably already shut off the video, but check that out. Isn't that cool? Okay. Anyway, all right. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.